welcome back to my studio. I hope you're ready for some fun. I want to do some resin projects today. I have all these new molds. I want to play with some of them. So let's experiment. Okay, I have 4 different molds I want to play with today. The first is I want to try out my dragon mold. And for that one, I'm going to fill it with a little of my Kami color shift. And what I may do is fill it with this so it's almost all the way full, and then I may put a little black on the back of it. Not sure yet, but we'll see. Then I have a cover plate for a dual switch. That's the square flat switches. I've got a cover plate for a single switch. This one's going to be for my grandson's bedroom. And then I've got this one with the flower impression because I want to see how that works. Alright, so we got 3 different ones. I've got a whole bunch of different colors off to the side and things that are going to go into each one. Now, this is a resin project, which means I will be wearing a respirator for most of this. So you will be hearing a voiceover or seeing little captions along the bottom. Alright, so let me mix up some resin and we'll get started. Okay, we are ready to work on the first 2 molds, the dragon and the single light switch. So for the dragon, I have mixed up some Kami. Kami is a eye candy pigment color shift that goes red-green usually. And for the light switch, I have mixed up some Skyline blue. Now, as you will see here shortly, I accidentally way overfill this new mold, not realizing just how shallow some of it is. And so I end up scraping some of it back into the container to not waste the resin, and then have to, clean it up a bit so I don't have a batch of thin resin drying on the top of the mold. Okay, now that we've got the dragon settled, we're going to start on the first of the light switches. This one is just going to have the blue in it, and it's also going to have some special little mix-ins, little metal fancy pieces to put a little design into the light switch. So my little add-ins are going to start with a little moon, and then I've got some shooting stars, and then I've got some regular stars. Okay, now we're ready to work on the other 2 molds, the flower mold and the double light switch. Now the double light switch is going to get some of that leftover Skyline blue along with some of the Kami. And then the flower is going to get some additional colors that I have mixed up for it. Now into the leftover Kami, I have mixed in some of my It's Pretty Personal Diamond Dust in Touch of Gold. Add a little extra bling. I've also mixed up some Eye Candy Watermelon with some of the Touch of Gold, and then some Hakushika, which did not get the extra little glitter in. Okay, I have a batch of leftover resin, so I have pulled out one of my little bookmark molds. I'm going to take my extra clear resin that I didn't put any color in, and I'm going to fill up this bookmark with it. And then I'm going to add some dried flowers, just for fun, to use up some of that resin. Okay, once I had used up all the resin, filling everything to the top, everything got a blast with the heat gun, everything got torched, everything got a quick spray with my 99% alcohol, and then they were put under the dome on the heat mat and let sit. Okay, it has been 2.5 hours. The heat mat was on for 2 hours, and then I let everything cool. And now we're going to play the demolding game. So this is the little bookmark that I made with my leftovers. Still a little warm and soft, but now I did let my resin go over the top of that pin, so I am going to have to drill that hole later once this hardens a bit. But that is a cute little bookmark. I like that. And I've got to trim this edge here too. Okay, that's one. So if you're not careful and you let things go over the edge, then you sometimes will have to do some trimming. Now this is the light switch. So we're going to peel our sides carefully. Now they're still very flimsy, so I need to make sure I put them on a nice flat surface to finish setting, because otherwise they will warp, because they're still a little. And again, oh, that time the holes are good. Oh, look at that. Look how cute that is. So that's going to sit. I'm going to set that over here where it's nice and firm. All right, let's go for this. Oh, I like this. This looks so pretty. Look how pretty that turned out. Nice large coaster. Now I want to see what the flower imprint looks like on the other side. Now, the only problems with these is you can't see what the top side's going to look like. Oh, wow. Oh, look at that. Oh, I couldn't have asked for better than that. That's gorgeous. Look at the sparkle from all the, it's pretty personal touch of gold I threw in there. It all sunk to the bottom and it's just this gorgeous shine. Oh, ooh, loving that. All right, oh, that's fabulous. All right, now we have my other, and these probably should have sat for a little bit longer because they're a little soft, but that's okay. As long as you're really careful and you put them on a nice flat surface to stiffen up a bit. And it's also good if you have to do any trimming to catch them while they're still sort of soft and flexible, because it's much easier to cut off. Oh, that's going to be gorgeous. Look at that for a light switch cover. Oh, I'm going to move my heat mat a little. So I'm put these on a nice solid flat surface. Oh, gorgeous. Okay, now comes the most fun. And I gotta be very gentle because he's down in here a good bit. I'll pry him up carefully so he doesn't get messed up. Let's get his wing all the way out. Get his body out. See if I can pop his tail out. Oh, that is so cool. Look at him. Look at him. Oh, I love it. I wish I'd put a little more sparkle in him, but oh, so cute. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to let these sit. I'm going to trim them up a bit, and I'll take some final pictures for you. Okay, everything is dry and beautiful, and I want to show you these again, and I want to show you some extra things I did. This one is just, look at the sparkle. All of that, it's pretty personal glitter had sunk. So it is so super sparkly. But now that I know that that's what it's going to do, and the back is pretty on this, I'm going to use that fact in future ones. So let's see what we got here. Now this one, I decided it was gorgeous, but a little too see-through for your plate. You don't want to be seeing into the receptacle box. So I made up a little darker, thicker blue and put a thin coat on the back of this one. And then I did the same thing with this one because it was very see-through. And I think that made the little stars and everything stand out even better by putting another dark blue coat on the back. This one, as I said, I made a little oopsie on. Trying to trim some overhang on the side. I slipped with my X-Acto knife and put a slice in the back. But otherwise, I think that's a cool idea for future. So, and there's my first dragon. Is really cool. Look at those thin, pretty wings. That I'm going to add him into something else, I think. So then, because I made up the extra blue to do the backs of the two plates, I of course made a little gold too, and I made myself a second dragon. Now he is really cool. Let me get him in enough light that you can really see him. I put the gold in first and then the blue. So he has a really cool look to him. And I took the extra gold and I put the glitter in it. And this one's from round 2, so it's still a little soft. But I made a pretty gold with extra glitter bookmark. So that was all my fun. I hope you really enjoyed this. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell for more videos. Thank you everyone, and have a wonderful week.